Hello.
Hello, it is Noire at night. I forgot I was calling that this. Hello, people, and good evening, and welcome. We are going to be spending the night or some time talking about whatever, because I couldn't really think of any specific topic, so we're just gonna bullshit. Oh, look, I cursed within the first 15 minutes, so I guess we'll find out. And my chat doesn't work either, so if people, hello to whoever's here, if anyone's talking, I can't see anything. So all I can see is Kenny's adorable face, and that's it.
I can see the chat, so I can help with that part.
All right.
Well, on.
Nope,
Well, on.
Mr. Wrath is going on. So what were we just talking about? Oh, I was just talking about the poof ball for the microphone. It's fluffier.
It's
It's
flippier.
definitely it is fluffier, right? Babe, look at this.
I'm
Look at
kind of
look at
jealous and
Kenny's.
really would like to see your poof ball compared to mine.
Right. Don't they look?
I
Unless yours is flattened already.
yeah, I mean,
It
I
just
mean,
and mine's
we're
yeah.
also looking at hers through a camera.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
What are we doing?
It's still
Look
yes,
at
it's
on
still
mine.
very fluffy.
how
Yeah,
does that
no, I don't
look?
know.
It looks the same.
Yeah, it's
It looks the
fluffy.
same.
Maybe it is the same. Yeah, maybe my eyeballs just don't work.
Don't be telling me your
Wow.
floof ball's floopier than mine because then I'm going to go searching for something bigger and better.
We just keep one upping each other on
Pretty soon
big,
our
large
microphones all
microphones until it looks
custom
like
made microphone poofs.
it's just this huge fluffy circle.
If I have to start finding places to store pink
It's
poof balls
that
for
pink
a
food
microphone, it'd be really
balls.
sad.
Yeah. I would like to have them in many colors so that I could switch it out.
Yeah, sometimes you just feel like you gotta throw on a
Yeah.
color. Like I'm not a big yellow person, but a nice bright yellow that would be nice.
I
For
love
like the
yellow.
spring or summer. I like it with other colors.
I
My
like
favorite color
yellow.
is blue, and I like it now. I'm kind of moving into like the purples, but I mean I love all colors, but I like those colors more. Certain things like lemons, like cute little lemons on a dress or something. That's I like stuff like that, but it depends on the yellow.
It does depend on the yellow. That's what I was waiting to say. I love like a canary yellow, like a bright,
Yeah,
clear
a
yellow.
nice yep,
My favorite
yeah,
houses
nice
are yellow
soft.
houses. I love a yellow house because they just look sunshiny and happy. And I'm just like, I bet the people who live in that yellow house are so happy.
Yeah, like a nice light buttercream color with like white
Rose tinted
shutters and stuff.
crusted. Rose
Yeah,
tinted
that would.
crusted.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's Louise. Let's go.
Uh, yeah, I there was a bunch that were all different colors, but these were the only floofy ones. It was just the pink and the gray.
I wonder how come I can see the chat and you can't.
I can now see it.
Oh, okay, good. Hi,
Oh,
Michelle.
hold on. Hey,
Janice,
Michelle.
hello. Laverne,
Is being
hello.
is being emo illegal? No,
I
I
wonder
don't
if
think so.
we're in vertical mode.
Are we? My phone keeps switching modes. I don't know what's going on, but it'll be a fun
I
adventure.
should
I guess we'll
should
find
I
out.
ha- I guess I should have gone in wide mode with my phone, huh?
Eh, yeah. It said that it would switch. It switches when I put my phone down, so I'm holding it now, and now it's you know in vertical. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Interesting. We'll have to test that out sometime. Like, do I need to turn my phone sideways so that we have the wide screen?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We'll have to mess with that. Whenever I'm awake at like 3 or 4 in the morning, that's when I'm like, maybe I should just go on, like do a live just to mess with everything to see how everything would look because like nobody's gonna be awake then.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Um,
Yeah. Although knowing my luck, all of a sudden all these people will be on. What are you doing?
we're learning how to use our lives.
So how was your week?
My week's been
Anything
good.
interesting?
Nope, I just been doing oracle card readings all week and focusing on making things. Yeah, it's
Doing
been pretty chill over here. Hi,
a
Roses.
lot of con
Hi,
doing a lot of
baseball.
content.
Yeah, just breaking out shorts and funny shorts from my longer videos, and it takes a long time to do that stuff. Even just like
I know.
recording a 15-minute thing and then just making the thumbnail for it and all that stuff just takes. The next thing I know, I'm all, oh my god, it's been all day and I need to get some stuff done.
Exactly. Oh,
Like
hey,
20 projects.
Roses. Just so she just popped up in there. Roses is here. Baseball Pro. Shout out to Baseball Pro 67. Well, now
So
that you're doing a lot more of the content, you see like how just doing a quick 11-second video can take hours to do, especially because if I'm just cropping, like if you're just cropping a piece from a video, it's usually from another, like if doing it from a live, it's usually easier. But when you start from scratch, and I get lost in all the art and everything, and then it ends up being like way too much than what I
yeah.
intended it for. And then I'm like, okay, well that was 5 hours that I'll never get back,
Yeah,
and
but
no
you're
one will
doing
ever see this.
something, but you like doing it though, right?
Yeah, I do. I really like
And you're
doing it.
getting
So
something done, right? Even if you're not completely finishing, like, and it'll eventually go out. So like, I don't, I don't think it's a waste of time.
yeah, I guess it depends on what I'm what else I'm doing because I write so like because the scripts that I use are they're so long. So part of me is like, do I want to do it's like it ends up being it's I like doing it because I find that between writing like my own stuff and everything, it makes me feel like a little director. And I mean, we are, in our own little videos. So I like making everything, and I like making it the fact that you can make it look like professional or, dramatic, and I get lost in it. And
Yeah.
I really, I mean, I always love doing stuff like that. But when I first started YouTube, I didn't think I would like it that much. And now I mean, it can take a long time, especially if I have something that's like 45 minutes. Then I'm starting to finally get a rhythm going. So, because usually I would write a script, then record it, then do like the visuals. But now I'm starting to kind of do all of that at the same time. So it all kind of develops together so that it's not so daunting to do like a 45-minute video, especially with the Parker Hughes stuff. I don't have as many like pictures of them. So it's like I'm using like the same two pictures, and then I'll just do like extra things to it so it looks different. And I always wanted to do some. I always try to do something simple, and then it always ends up like being way more than it's supposed to. That's how Carnivore was. It was supposed to just be me reading it, and then I'm like, oh well, wind sounds, and then oh hey, kids make dinosaur noises, and then it's all this other stuff. And if I had, I would have made it into like a movie if I hadn't made it like the dark screen. Because I'm thinking, how can I make this into like a film using all this stuff in Canva? And then I'm like, nah, I can't. I can't do that. That's like too much.
That would be a big job.
Yeah, it would.
Um, but your stuff is so good. I love your stuff when you get done. It never looks like too much. But even doing like the simplest little things just take time. Like my videos, my shorts that I edit and just put little words and stuff into them is silly, like silly, like clip arts and stuff. That even takes,
Yeah.
a little bit. And I noticed that I think I use my Canva differently than you do. Um, you use like the slides, right? And then you
I
have the
use,
transition.
yeah, I'll use a mix. I go into the long, like the the like when I do my shorts, I'll just hit like the generic mobile um thing, and then the template, and then for the longer form I'll use, it'll just say like the YouTube video,
Hmm.
and I'll do that. And what I do is so now I started to make, like, I have like my disclaimer now, because now I'm really getting into like territory, especially going into like the Kurt Cobain stuff, where like people can start, saying, oh well, it's, allegedly and all that stuff. So I want to be like, here's my opinion and everything. So I wanted to say it like that right at the front, and then I'm making like little intros, and each thing is like 5 seconds, and then what I'll do is I'll do like 3 or 4 of the, I guess they're slides of the slides, and then I'll make a really long one, and then I'll just duplicate that where it doesn't have anything. So it's because I'll have like my audio. So if my audio is like 26 minutes, I'll make it so it's like 26 minutes, and then I start adding to it, and it takes so long, but it's not hard. It's time consuming,
Yeah,
but
no, it is.
it's really fun. And there are times I just do it for the hell of it. Like, I'll do it with my birds. I'll make like a video with my birds just because I like using it.
Yeah, I think what you do is much harder than what I'm doing because I'm not writing scripts and making recordings and then trying to, you know, when I did my like my readings from my posts from Twix, it was a
Hmm.
little bit more like that, but I think I do it in a different way. The way I do it has this long timeline, the length of the thing, and then it adds layers of stuff on top of it, and then you time it with
Yeah.
the audio track. Um,
We'll have to do it. You'll have to do like a screen recording of you doing it and how you do it, and then I'll do one of me. Because it would be interesting to see the difference in
I don't know
in
how to do a
our
screen recording with
in
my.
our
I
methods.
use
Oh,
my desktop to do it because it has
I
bigger
think you
screen.
can do one. I'm not sure. I think you can do one on the desktop.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think so. I know you can do one on a. I think you can do one on a laptop. Yeah, you can do one on a laptop. I don't know if you can do it on a desktop, but I'm always looking for. I like. Is there like a Canva like help group? I always want to like talk to other, like, how do you do it so that it doesn't
This-
take so long, and
I just
but now, what were you saying?
I usually just Google it, and then a lot of things there's not really a shortcut for. I mean, I just recently discovered the background remover. I'm all, oh my gosh,
Oh,
this is
yes,
amazing. This
I
opens up a
know.
whole new world.
But
So,
also,
Candy's
like,
pretty fun.
and then what I do is I'll watch other creators and see what they do. Like, there's a couple of those the true crime channels where they have more like there's one called Dreading, and they have more like they have a lot more body cam, and it's more um almost like very very into more of the like law, or like more of like the crime scene kind of thing. Like they do like the pictures of the victims with the lines and everything, and they do so much with the backgrounds and the zooming in. And like one guy, he zoomed in on the town as he's talking about the crime, and it zooms in from like space through Google Earth right to the house, and then it goes to like a picture of the house, and then it'll show like the victim in like a red square with a line. There's so much that they do to it, so I like watching because I like utilizing. I don't want to like copy someone else. So what I do is I will take like an influence from that. So if I do something like that, I'll do something that might be not the same, but it might have like, a similarity, or, you know, more of a, like, for the body cams, the recording outline is very popular. So I'll add, I'll add that. But like, I just find, and then like the thumbnails are supposed to be basically like grab your attention. And that's when I get lost. I put so much stuff on my thumbnails, and then I have to like strip them bare because at the end, because I just put too much stuff on that.
I mean, thumbnails are tricky. There's such a difference in variety when you're looking through YouTube and you're using that kind of a when you're like looking at how other people do their stuff. Like
Yeah.
you can tell people who are new, like me, and the people who are like professionals.
No, you do. When I first started doing it, it was really, I didn't add all that extra stuff. It's as you do more, because I mean, you're more of a more what did we say? Was it more of like a vlogger or a blogger or commentary or talk show kind of, like almost like a, style, as opposed to mine, which is more documentary kind of style. But I also do commentary, so like you have to like tweak it.
Yeah,
And
mine's like people in blogs and entertainment
yeah,
and
so it's a
and pets.
different, yeah, and it's a different. Oh yeah, I have, and mine I think is also. I don't know if mine was at farms too, because I have the quails.
Yeah.
It's like true crime, farms, it's like
Yeah, yours is yeah,
quails.
definitely. There's definitely a difference in style there. My everything I do is like playful and colorful and like bam, barrel, barrel, but simple, but lots of color. I'm a big on color.
Yeah, well, I love color too, but obviously with my stuff, I do more muted, so that like the colors, I try to stay in like a color scheme. So
Yeah.
it'll be, and then I'll kind of have the same colors, but they'll be like for, like my quails are like Plantasmagoria. I'll have the lighter shades. So like for, ink noir, I'll do obviously like black, gray, the darker reds, um, like darker, like a really dark, teal, maybe like an eggplant, like those kind of colors. And then for Phantasmagoria, I have similar colors, but they're just a little brighter. So it's more of like a teal turquoise and like dusty lavender and stuff like that. So I tried to keep them similar so that you could see, like you could tell kind of side by side that they're sort of by the same person, but that they have a little bit of a little bit of their own style, but everything is in those colors, like the darker colors, like the black, the red, the white. I like how they pop. I like the black backgrounds. It's easier on my eyes, I think, personally. And then I make all my backgrounds black as soon as I go into like Canva or whatever. And you can change like the background. Even if I put a picture on it, it's always black because then I can fade it and it looks darker. Because if you have like a white background or another color, and you go to like fade the layer on top, it's brighter. So for like the black, it's a little bit more subdued, and so everything gets that first, and then from there, I'll start adding stuff.
I
And then
do
like the
already
sound effects, I
do that
can't. I'll be doing it all day.
I don't really do too many sound effects. I don't have a sound effects set.
I have a few things because I use my phone mostly, and there are just times I'll just go through the sound effects, or I'll change my voice and I'll just have like little clips of my voice sounding because I just like playing with the stuff. But it's been I think that's definitely why it takes me so long. Like the fact that the writing is obviously the fastest for me, and then sometimes I'll just do like a bullet list, and I won't be as structured. But it's everything else. It's looking for like the correct kind of feeling for it, and the documentary style. I kind of like that. And oh, Roses Wild said there's a guy. He's already doing a documentary on Nancy Guthrie. Ha, ha, who's doing a documentary on Nancy Guthrie already?
I mean, they started doing documentaries on It Ends With Us right after it started too.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, Nancy's still missing. I mean, they'll have to. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Oh, she's gonna look for it. I don't. That's a thing that doing the things with true crime. You have to. There's the fine line, and I think that's where I try to differ, is to have as much ethics as possible so that you're not, I mean, anything that you're going to do, someone's going to say you're exploiting someone's tragedy or someone's story. And I think there's the line is that there are things that need to be told and need to get out there. And so when I see something like this and someone's already putting something out there already, and she hasn't been found, and it's still like an active investigation. I understand like doing something that kind of wraps it up for people who may not know and they want to learn about it. I don't have a problem with that, but it's just there's and it's definitely hypocritical, because I know I've had people yell at me and tell me off, like, how dare you dig into people's lives? You should wait until they're dead and everyone is dead from the crime or from the thing, so that nobody is
In what
affected by
world is
it.
that? That's not what? That's a weird thing to say. People do stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, I know. And I guess, because there's so, like with the trigger warnings, I used to really freak out when I would write my stuff. But now, like, that's why I'm just adding that disclaimer. And I usually say it. I think if you ever like, if you do a lot of true crime or you talk a lot about, serious subjects, I'm just like, you should just, I mean, I'm going to put it up there anyway, but just kind of assume that there's going to be a lot of trigger warnings
Right.
because of just, all the content. So that's where, it's like I was talking to Mr. Rath about it, the Kurt Cobain stuff, and I'm really, it's been a long time since I read any of this stuff, and now thanks to the internet, I can get like the autopsy stuff that I couldn't before. And there's things that people need to see, but there's that line. So that's what I wrote in my post today. I said there are going to be things that I show, but I'm never going to show anything. There's no reason to show, like certain things just for the sensationalism and shock
Yeah.
value. But there are other things that if I'm going to show something that I feel might be a little, even if it's a little controversial, if I feel that it's important to the story, then I'm going to put it in. So there's a few pictures that you'll just see like his hand or his leg, like just like his leg from the knee down. And, I say, like, what it's going to be about, what we're talking about, and it's going to be heavy. But,
Right.
it's already heavy. I don't want to add to it. I mean, I was looking at a report and I was waiting for, it was a forensic report. So I was scrolling through it and I was like waiting for for something to appear, and it was um, other people who had died from gunshot wounds, and they were showing it. It was a really it was a big jolt of, I knew it would be coming in some way of another, of either him or someone else. Like they were comparing it to how, with other things. So it was just very right there. I can't even. It was such a mixture of emotions. It was such like I immediately felt like my heart broke, and then I was horrified, and then I was sad, because I'm thinking all like how this happened to him, and then how it happened to these people, other people, and so it's so heavy already that I just want just the facts without too much. There's no reason for certain things, and I'm not a forensic doctor, a doctor of forensics, so I wouldn't be comfortable showing all that stuff anyway. But it's just so I always try to find other ways, and that's why I love like the Canva, because I try to find other ways to like express what I'm trying to say without putting something in like that,
Yeah.
you know.
I think you
And
do a good job of it.
well, I know that when I go look at your stuff, like I know like with the colors, with the purple, because I love that color purple, and it's
Yeah.
like bright. It's just kind of like it's just kind of like a palette cleanser, and it's like what And it just feels like so nice that even though like we have like certain topics that we like, in the ends with us things that you're not doing like true crime, and it's nice and refreshing because I'm in all this stuff all the time. So
Yeah.
whenever I come, I'm like, yay! Like it's so soothing. It's so soothing.
Soothing and ridiculous. I
Yeah.
I went with all the colors so that I could use all the colors. But I'm starting to make my way into my templates and getting things kind of situated. I've decided to use, the deep bluey purple for the after dark and after dark shorts, and then I'll probably do a little bit pinkier purple for the Cottywomple convo lives, and then I was doing like I think I'm gonna do orange for the animal videos, and then I've got that pretty purple orange gradient on the and the purple on the oracle cards, which I'm really digging. They're
Yeah,
so
I like
pretty.
that.
It's
I
so
love
pretty.
those. I
They're
love
they're supposed to
those
be
colors.
uplifting, so I think the colors are like soothing and like happy.
Yeah, I I like those. There's one of my playlists I have. I'm gonna have to add more with when I have the ambiance videos where with the rain, and I made a thumbnail and I made everything like my logo pastel, like the crow is pastel and the skull and the books. So it's like everything's pastel, but I love all those colors. And then of course I love like the stars, like all the multicolor stars, or it looks like it's rainbow bright everywhere. And Lisa Frank, and I'm like, oh man, I can't use this. So and I'll try and like sneak it in somewhere, and I'm like, it just obviously doesn't fit. It's just like it doesn't fit the video. So
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know where to. It gets me. So that's when I start thinking of other things. I'm like, all right, well, what can I use this for?
right.
Like, I need to use this.
You're being
There's
inspired
so
by the
so
stuff
much.
inside of Canva. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I have another photo. Like I use Canva the most. I have another video one like Canva, but it's very simple, and I'll use that sometimes. Like it just like the clips, like you just add, the videos or the pictures. There's really not a ton to do. Like you can add a couple of like effects and stuff, but it's nothing like Canva. And then there's another one where it's just photo editor, and it has so many cool things like anything you can think of, and there's all these like gorgeous like bright flowers and all these like things and like cute animals. They're like, I can't use any of this. Oh,
Maybe
Roses is
you
like,
need to
that's
make a
okay.
maybe you need to make a second channel called the Unwrathful Proser, and then it can be all
Yeah.
puppy dogs and butterflies.
Well, I do have my homestead, my micro farm, my
Mhm.
Plantasmagoria. I have a channel for that. That's I need to add to it. Like I have to put like my quails on there, and then I have for the children's book I was doing, and there are actually a lot of the similar colors. The I use the cute stuff there because even though even it's a children's book, but it still has that goth kind of feeling, but cutesy, so I can get away with the colorful things in that.
Well,
But
there.
yeah, it's a little bit. But okay, let's see about this documentary. Sorry, it took so long. Crime Unsolved. Oh yeah, I think I follow them? I follow so many. The man behind the mask. Okay, I'll have to check it out.
The
I
man
wonder
behind the
what
mask.
the
I'm
man behind the
sorry.
mask.
I don't mean
Oh
to be
yeah, that's
I don't mean to be critical here, but really, that's the name. I'm
the
sorry. The
man.
man behind
The
the mask.
man behind the mask.
That's super cryptic. Like I mean, it's just not very creative in my opinion. It's just kind of
It's very cliche. It's
predictable.
it's very,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very,
Like
very, yeah, it's like
the
everything. It
man
would be
behind the
something
mask.
that, yeah,
Like,
that it's something that I would think of as like something like funny, or there are
yeah.
sometimes you
I
use
feel
things
like
like that, but
let's
yeah,
let's come up with a better title.
well, it's
Let's
very
think about this.
a little
Even
sensational.
even the eyes behind the mask would be a little bit better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Even just a little bit better. But like,
yeah.
I
Or
guess
let's
you have
see,
to. I mean,
what
you have
about
to
the
think about
mystery
that.
man behind the mask? Is that to Austin Powers?
Mystery in the eyes of the man behind the mask.
Yeah.
I don't know. It
I'm
just
like,
it
I'm literally
doesn't.
trying to think of what
I
else we
don't
could
mean to
name
be
this.
mean. Like, I'm sure it's probably going to be great, whatever. But I just feel like they could have. I feel like they rushed the title.
Yeah, here. Oh yeah, Roses.
I
He's
don't know.
making bank though. Yeah, it was over. Yep, 350,000 views. Well, that's where I knew that with my stuff, because if you look up the Parker and Hume case, or you look up Ann Perry, you see all these creators, all these people who have hundreds of thousands of views, because they're not telling you what's really happening. They're giving you the summary of what the media made up. So it's mostly lies, and that's the stuff that people want to see. They want to see the scandal. So when you have something that is about like the same subject, but it's not, you're competing with all those people. I mean, I could have done so many things, like showing. I could totally like showing the certain like crime scene photos, and the way that other people describe her body, which is, it was a horrific scene. You don't need to describe the body with extra, you know, extra descriptive
Right.
words.
It was bad enough. You didn't need to add to it. Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yes, exactly. So when people do, when they, and look, as someone who makes documentary-ish things, it takes a long time, unless they're using AI. I'm not saying this guy is, but there's a lot of those AI documentary channels popping up everywhere, where it's all generic, or they steal scripts from other people, which is usually what happens. Um, but I'd be curious to see if this guy, if he's doing it, if it's more of a more of a sensational kind of TMZ kind of aspect, or is he really, like how he's going to do it. I'll have to watch it. That's when I, yeah, did her New York article right away, because she wanted to do the story first. Yep. Yeah. Well, that's what, like, that's, especially now with like all the Kurt Cobain thing now is blowing up, and I could totally, like, that's another thing. I want it for, personally, for me and people that I follow. I want to take my time with that, because I have, first of all, I have theories that are different too, but it you don't need to just slap a bunch of pictures up on there, like, not saying like this guy is doing that, because I have no idea, but there are people who do, and they don't. There's one channel I was watching, like, it was a crime scene, and usually, like, with the body cams, they blur it out. This person did not blur anything out, and it was, I can't believe the
on
video
YouTube?
didn't get, yeah, I can't believe the video didn't get taken down.
That's
It was like,
interesting.
whoa,
I wouldn't think that would get
yeah.
through.
yeah, I'm surprised that it didn't. But
So
and then
he's
I like to
making the
also,
documentary from the perspective that it was that's who did it
I guess
allegedly.
yeah, because he showed up twice, right? Isn't that what they said, that he had showed up once, this guy once before?
Well, yeah, because so I'm actually crazily versed on this case because of DFJ and well this blew up. I couldn't it was everywhere on all the people that
Yeah,
I
I
watch.
had to.
But like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not normally a true crime person, but like so I've been watching her DFJ and of course Donna and Zach have been talking about it and the interview room though. The interview room, I just love that show. Um and he has different people on there, but like they were showing how the one night it was clearly a full moon, had a shadow and there was light, and then in the other video it was like dark.
yeah, yeah. The plant video where he picked
Yes.
up some plants, and I don't know why he
Yeah,
didn't
to
just
cover the
spray paint it or break it.
well he probably should have broke it, grabbed a rock and smashed it, but maybe he was trying to be quiet.
Yeah, this case is
It's crazy.
it is so weird. I would usually be. That's why, like, whenever D is live or something, I'll hop in. Like, I know, like a summary of it, but I have so many other things that I can't. Like, it's just too much, especially now, like with the other deep diving I'm doing with the Cobain stuff. I'm like, I gotta pick and choose. I already have like 4 or 5 main cases that I'm always rotating. It's
It's really
so, but
hard
this,
when
it's,
you have to make content to watch content. I completely understand when, because Elsie always has always said she doesn't watch content. I mean, you see her jump in for like Bocce and Carol and stuff, but
yeah,
for the most part, she's like, when she's not making content, she's doing all the other stuff in her life she has to do, and I just sit
yeah,
here in front of my computer all day. I've been trying to catch up on other shows I've been trying to watch things that are not from YouTube to catch up because I do like that
yeah,
stuff. So I've been doing that but I'm constantly stopping because I have to stop and listen to what I'm doing and I have to play my videos over. And I mean, you don't have this because you're not on video, but like you have to listen to your voice over and over and over, but like I have to like watch myself over and over. And I was
well,
telling
that's,
my
I know, that's,
I was
I
telling
will
my bestie, I'm
eventually.
like, it's a good thing that I have always kind of been like good on camera and I've never really had a problem watching myself in videos because part of my charm I think is when I'm ridiculous. So that doesn't bother me at all. So thank God, but it's still grating to have to play things multiple times over and over and over trying to get things right and listening
Yeah,
to it a million times.
that's why I try, and I don't know why, especially like when I was doing the carnivore. Well, the carnivore thing was, I didn't really, I thought it was funnier that way. Me stumbling over the words, I would get it. I would do one take. There were very only a couple of things that I did like 2 or maybe 3 takes, but I tried to do it in one take, and that's what I try to do now. I'll, if I'm like reading, like say I'm like reading a script and I have like a couple of pages, if I get halfway, well, if I have something like that, I'll like crop it and I'll put it together. I won't start from the beginning. But yeah, like you're sitting there and you're listening to the same thing over and over again. But like you, I think I'm hilarious. So when I listen to it, I replay the same stuff over and over again. I'm like, that's funny. And that's when I start adding like
You do that.
music or like sound effects, and I'll just start. So I'll like fast forward it to like that part, and I'll just listen to that.
Oh my
So
god.
I'm just
I'm so glad you said that because I know I've said it multiple times and I know a gangster doesn't have to say he's gangster, but like I do think I do find myself funny. So I will sit here like I was watching Me and Angels from the other night and I was hysterical. Just so good.
yeah. Oh, hi,
Um
Khaleesi. Yeah, that's what there was one I was doing. Oh, I did it. It was for a short because I've been trying to be more disciplined the last few days. I'm trying to pump out more content so I can get back some sort of schedule. And I made was making so I pulled out some quotes from like the Parker Hume piece, and I have all my little mini beefs with people like that author Peter Graham, and I have it with the defense psychiatrist, um, this guy Dr. Reginald Medlicott. And I like when I write down notes when I'm doing research, I'll talk smack to people in my notes. I'll be like, that's a good one, Reg. Stop being an idiot. Like I'll do that too. And so in the short, I was talking about something that he was doing, and I by the end of it, it took me I think 3 hours. It's like 11 seconds, and it took me like 3 hours to do because I was trying to get all the timing right with the emojis that I put in.
yeah.
And I'm like, this is so funny. I'll send it to my mom. Like I send it to my husband, and I'm like, "Oh, look at this, guys. It's so funny." That's really why I post on TikTok and Instagram because I want to look how funny I am.
I know. I it takes me longer to get stuff up on TikTok and Instagram. I don't it's just like I don't know, it's hard to focus on that. Um
Yeah, they're different. They're different. I Instagram is more like TikTok is really more for. I feel like that's more like face to face, more personal, something, with things like that. And Instagram is more um, visual as far as like artsy goes. I don't know how to explain it. Like, yeah, like TikTok is more of
yeah,
just like
I can
you see
understand
everyone's
what you're saying.
face, and yeah, everyone's more personal because it's like they're taking it. They're basically filming themselves, and Instagram is different. It's more like artsy and yeah, like decorations and things like that. So when I post it, I'll post the same a lot of times, which is just the lazy person, and I will post the same content. Like if I make a short, I'll post it on Instagram, I'll post it on YouTube, I'll post it on TikTok, and it's interesting to watch the analytics on how they do across all the different platforms. The worst is always Instagram. It's like I never get anything. It took me so long to get to. I think I have 102 followers now on Instagram. I had not that I like. I don't like really care about how much like I want people to obviously follow me because I want like the Parker and Hume stuff out there. But people are so fickle on Instagram. Like
I'm
I'll get
fickle.
there's like 102 people, and then all of a sudden I'll post something that like the same kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden it'll drop down to like 80. And I'll be like, that's
Hmm.
weird, And of course, it's like a content creator. I want to be like, oh no, like what happened? And sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. People just say, oh, I don't like it. But it's so weird how one thing on YouTube will get 20 views, and then the same video on TikTok gets like 20,000 views. It's weird. how it,
Something has changed on my.
and they all have their own like algorithm, so it's all different. Like YouTube has its own, and you know, posting obviously I know like at different times, but it's always interesting to me how it posts like the same things. And like Instagram's always just like, and Blue Sky. I tried Blue Sky too. I deleted it. It's kind of like Twitter and I don't know what it's like Twitter and TikTok kind of together. And I just I didn't like it, couldn't really find anything or anyone, so that was kind of boring. There's so many social media things. Have you ever tried Blue Sky?
No, no. My phone is doing weird things with the color of the camera in front of me, so it's distracting me. I'm all, why am I pink all of a sudden?
Oh yeah,
Um,
you are a little pink. It's a nice pink
yeah,
hue
and
to the
now
room.
it's like blurry on the computer for some reason. So I'm like, what is it doing? Like I haven't done anything. I just been sitting here. No, I've never used that one. I mostly, I think for me, part of it is that I really use Instagram and YouTube for my normal everyday pictures and stuff for my life. And so it feels weird. I
Yeah,
don't know when I post content there, it just feels weird. Um, a little bit
yeah.
more
I
TikTok.
yeah.
I'm gonna turn this off for a second. Um, yes, come on. My cat decided that right now he needs to be right next to me messing with all my stuff because, he's like
Of
that.
course. Of
Um,
course.
but and then I just don't think about it. And then it's like I just do everything. I make everything for YouTube, and then I have to deal with trying to put it up on TikTok. It's a little different.
Yeah, that's I just everything because YouTube is my main hub for my stuff, and the other ones are just kind of I just post it on there just as extra, just as extra. I don't know, just like the social medias to hopefully kind of get it out there.
I guess I
Um,
just need to spend time doing it. It's just a matter of taking my attention away from the other things that I want to be doing to stop and upload all those things that
yeah,
I've been
usually if
mentioning.
yeah, like if I do if I'm uploading a short, unless I'm doing it at a specific time, I'll upload them all at the same time. So if I make a short, I'll upload it on like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram all within, a few minutes. And I'm glad that TikTok and Instagram shortened the hashtag so you can only use five because there are those people who would use have you ever seen those people who use like 50 hashtags at the end of their Instagrams? People used to have all of those hashtags, and now you can only do five.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they want you to pick the five best. So what I do is I do a range because a lot of people will just pick the ones with the most, with the biggest number, like 100 million, you know, uses, of this word. So I use ones that may have a couple of thousands. I'll have one that has like millions. So you want a nice like variety so that it hits different audiences. So you're not just going because it gets lost. So you want like the smaller numbers also to pull in, and then the larger ones. I try to do that. If it starts to get really monotonous, there is an app that ties a bunch of your social medias together. So you upload it and it uploads to all of them.
Yeah, I was wondering if that's what you do, or do you do that individually?
I do it individually. I used to have that, but you have to. It's one of those like you have to like there's the free version, but you also have to pay. You have to pay to have it do more. So you ended up paying. I mean it's not crazy, but like I think it was like $5 a month, and then it would link, and it didn't link up to. I forgot if it linked. I don't think it linked up to YouTube, which is what I wanted it for. But I will, for I think on Instagram I have it set so that it'll also upload either just a story or reels on Facebook. So that's usually what happens. That's the only time I do it like that. But other than that, I do it all manually, and I will write out different because I'm an idiot. I will write out different like in the post. I'll write like three different things for the three different social medias instead
Yeah,
of just
you're way more
sometimes.
dedicated than I am. I'm not trying to do all that shit.
Well, sometimes I'll copy and paste it, and like
Nope.
sometimes I'll write it out like in Google Docs, and I'll have kind of like a summary or like my what I want to say, and then I'll copy and paste it. It's so like yeah, and then on YouTube and you got to do the tag words and they have to be different than if you're using hashtags. It starts to like it's not like I said, it's not hard, but it's time consuming. And there's like some of the monotony. I have like all these weird like calluses now on my hands from holding because I primarily use my phone because my internet is so slow I can't use my computer. I have a callus on my finger, on my pinky, from where my phone balances because I use it so much. Because it's with doing all the like I'm in Canva for 8 hours a day. Now I have a groove in my finger that's there forever because of Canva.
I'm zoning out. I'm zoning out.
I know it's well we've been oh
You're
that's all right.
losing
Well
me. You're losing me,
we've
Smalls.
been we well we've been talking for about an hour and I have to go. I do have to go. I have to feed the quails. They are start. I hear my toasty is yelling. I don't think you can hear. It sounds like a little cricket. And
Definitely
for a
not
tiny little
here.
bird, she's very loud. Yes, she's yelling. She wants her food
Just
because I didn't
the
get to.
just the uploading and all the drafting talk had me. I'm all yeah. I can tell why I don't do that because I'm already like not even wanting to listen to you talk about
I
doing it.
know. Then
I keep
when I
on
do it, I'm like, I don't want to do it.
yeah, I just couldn't help it. Plus, I don't know what's going on. I hate when I have to deal with technical things going on when I'm trying to focus on a live chat and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, Roses did say a while back that she was still responding about the case, and I just felt bad because we kind of
Oh yeah, we got went off on a
we
tangent.
didn't, yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, she was talking about him being the one who dropped her off, and he didn't close and lock the gate, or she or Nancy didn't close and lock the gate. I hadn't heard that detail yet that the gate was unlocked or that the gate had a. I mean, I did hear them talking about the perimeter that had a gate, had a fence all the way around it with a gate. But they talked about he would have to have gone over the gate if he went that way. But I didn't know that the gate was unlocked, so that's new information to me.
Oh wow. Yeah, this it's the case is absolutely crazy. It's just I don't every day when I just keep up with it. I'll read something on YouTube or on X, and it's every single day, and it's just so It's so odd. And I feel I hate saying that, but it's just it feels because obviously what you don't want to say. Oh well, it's a crime is it's oh this is a normal type of crime, but it's just the circumstances around it is not typical, and it's very very weird, very
Yeah, it
weird.
is. I just never thought in a million years it would be this long later before we knew something. You know what I mean? It's like,
I didn't
what?
think it was going to be this long. Yeah, no, I thought maybe. Honestly, I thought they were going to find her in the first like couple of days,
Yeah, it's
and I
interesting.
yeah, I
One of the
thought they were going to
most
find her.
interesting things to me was on the interview room. Karen, she used to be. I believe it's. Oh gosh, I hope it's Karen. Is it Karen? Oh shoot. I hope it's Karen, or else I'm gonna feel bad. But I'm pretty sure. Anyways, she used to
Well,
be.
I can put in the comments if it's not. I'll pin
She
a comments.
no offense. She's just newer to the show to me because I've only seen her on there just a couple few times still. But anyways, she used to be a reporter, and then she also worked as a gosh, all of a sudden my brain's blanking out. I can't think of the term that they call the people who speak to the press on behalf of the people doing the investigation. There's like a three-letter little acronym for that, but I can't. But anyway,
Yeah.
so she was saying how what the press was not doing, which they used to do back in the day, was that they weren't interviewing the people who knew Nancy. Like, we didn't, nobody went and talked to her friends really. Nobody went and talked
Yeah.
to find out just what was
That's
her
it.
life like. What did she like to do during the week? It took a while to
That's
find
so
out that
important.
she liked to sit out on her back patio and do stuff. That was information that came. I'm pretty sure that um, the interview room contacted some of her friends and asked some questions. If I didn't misunderstand that, I could have came in late, but she either someone had finally talked to her Nancy's friends, or it was her who did so, and kind of, you know, she was saying that they're not doing that, and a lot of times that helps figure things out
Yeah.
because you kind of get an idea of who she is. And for as interested as the public has been in this, we haven't really gotten to hear any stories like from anyone who, and maybe they don't want to be on TV or something. I don't know, but like, how come we don't know more about her life and like what she liked to do during the week and like what kind of places did she frequent, or
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
does she have a
I
weekly canasta game with the ladies?
I think a lot of the focus is because it's Savannah Guthrie. I think a lot of the focus is on that because that was my thing. Like because and then and Rosa said to kind of go with it. I think it was planned robbery, yeah, or kidnapping. Um,
She doesn't think that.
you think it was a planned murder. I don't. That's the thing. I don't know what I think, and that's another thing that bothers me. Like I don't have a particular theory or a suspect in mind, so it makes it kind of it's and I don't know. I haven't really dug into it a lot as of late, but I don't know. I mean, they said none of the family. They said everyone's fine there. So yeah, it could totally be someone from Nancy's life. Did she have a romantic life? Did she? Yeah, exactly. Did she go to Canasta? Did she have a frenemy? There was another case that did that too. I was
Yeah,
really
did she
surprised. They
have
didn't ask
any?
the person's friends anything.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think that some of the people who maybe were camped out down there talked to, like, we know. Brian Enton talked to some of the neighbors, and they talked to a few of the neighbors and stuff, but neighbors aren't always your friends. I mean, she lived there a long time, but you don't know how often her neighbors moved and came and went. Like, we don't
Yeah,
know how long the neighbors around her have been there, how much they really know each other, or if
exactly.
in that area, do neighbors just generally know each other? I don't know. Um, I don't know. So that I thought that was an interesting point that she brought up, based
Yeah,
on the
that's
experience that she had doing
yeah.
that very thing.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And it's funny that you said that because I was the like last week, I think it was after one of Dee's lives, I was thinking about, all the people, and I'm like, yeah, we haven't heard from, I mean, I'm assuming the father, I'm assuming I don't know Savannah's like bio, but I'm assuming her father has passed away and she only has her mom. Um, but that's a huge, yeah, because there could be someone who's like, oh yeah, she started doing this, or she goes and walks at 10:30 a.m. every morning, and like
Right.
people used to ask like the mailman, did you notice anything? What's her pattern? Like that's a lot of people. I don't know. They feel like they're too busy pissing, like a
Well, she
pissing
said it seemed
contest.
like they were just sitting around waiting for all of the information to come from the sheriff and the people doing the investigation. They weren't doing any outside, like, investigative reporting. I mean, not
Yeah,
my words, not her words, but
yeah,
like that's what I got from it, was
yeah.
that, like,
No, I agree. That's
they just
why
sit
I thought it
around waiting
was
for the sheriff to have his little bits of interviews. Why aren't and they sat outside the house like the entire time, like, go talk to
yeah.
some
I said, what
people or go
happens?
to the church,
Yeah,
or
go to the
I guess
exactly.
she
You have
watched the
to
church online, but like,
bother people. You have to bother people when you want
when her
information.
dog
That's
was before her dog passed away, did she walk the dog? Did the dog have any, just the
was there
little,
a dog park? Yeah,
the
absolutely.
devil is in the
Yeah,
details, right?
absolutely. And any little thing. And sometimes there are just something that you is so trivial that would usually be overlooked could be the biggest red flag that you didn't
Exactly.
notice before, and then
Yeah.
you see it one day, like somebody said something, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God. It's
Right. You
That's why
never
it's
know
so
what's going to
important to,
be
yeah,
the little trigger to, like, unlocking something. You just never know. It could literally be anything.
it doesn't feel, and I know that there's so much that goes on with, the investigations that the public doesn't know. I mean, they're constantly working it, obviously. It's not just what we see on the camera. They're all just standing there, and then they go home for the day, but they're doing something else. But it still feels like, and
I'm
I
speaking
could be
more
wrong.
of the media, not the
Yeah. Oh well,
investigators.
that too. It feels less. I'm saying wrong, even from both, like the media too. What happened to investigative journalism?
It's not
Like what happened to?
investigative anymore. It's not
No, it's
very
just sit.
investigative. And I think that's why people like the YouTubers better, because, I mean, Brian Enton went all the way into Mexico just to check some stuff out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I follow a guy. He went to Korea to follow case. He's a commentary YouTuber, and there's another YouTuber that he was like harassing. He's so dumb. He went to like Korea and Japan, and he ended up harassing all these people. And the other guy went. He flew to Korea multiple times because his viewers were interested, and he also just flew to I don't know if it's in Texas or Idaho from the Idaho murders. There was that. Did you hear that psychic, the TikTok psychic? So she's still been in court with the professor that she said supposedly had something to do with the murders. And the professor today or yesterday just won a settlement for $10 million against the TikTok psychic in court. So
Oh,
he went into the court, the courtroom, and he took notes, and then he went back to his room, and he did a live stream of what everything was. But yeah, that TikTok psychic, that chick Ashley, she got $10 million.
dang.
She totally deserves it.
That's crazy. She didn't have a "this is for entertainment purposes only" on her page.
And you know what? When Dee was doing that case, she didn't know anything about the psychic chick. I had told her, I was like, "Do you know anything about the psychic chick?" And she goes, "No, I didn't hear about that." So when she was doing that, she had no idea. I said, "You have no." I said to her, "You have no idea." I was like, "This woman is a mess." That woman, that psychic, is on YouTube. She has her own YouTube channel, and she still does her readings. And then there are all these videos of her yelling at she's commenting to the commenters that are trolling her, saying that she's like not psychic and she's dumb and all these things because of the Idaho case. And she's like, "Why do you keep telling me? Why do you keep talking about the Idaho case? And like, why do you keep bringing it up?" And yelling at people. But she's still on there doing her readings and talking about that this woman, she thinks that this professor had something to do with it. It's I don't understand how she could believe that, and she still says it. She still believes it. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. It's crazy. But
Yeah,
again,
I mean, yeah. You,
yeah,
you,
it's
you got to be careful what you say, I guess, like
yeah. Or or
how strong of an
I,
allegation you make, I guess,
I
or
yeah. I mean,
like,
she's still sticking by it, by what she said, but it's so clear the fact that she believes that this happens and that the tarot cards that she used told her. And I'm like, she obviously that's not how they're used anyway, but she's trying to stare into a crystal ball and see some sort of vision. Like this is like she's saying, "This is what they said to me." I'm like, no, no, that's not how that works. And she's like, "No, the card said it to me, and I believe them." Full stop. That's what she has said. Even when it's, I mean, I don't know if she has any jail time or if it was just the lawsuit, but she really believes
I
that
mean,
her tarot
well, that's
cards
just
told her
it,
this.
though. I mean, is that a criminal thing? It sounds
I
more
think it
like
was,
defamation or something.
yeah, I think it was civil. Yeah, I don't know if it was, I have to read the exact, I don't know if it was defamation, if she got it, because this woman actually was just dragging this poor professor's name everywhere. It was awful. So I don't know if it was, I'm sure it was, I'll have to go back and watch it. It was when I saw that, I was like, good. I mean, there's no way she's gonna pay all
She
of it.
must not have
But
said allegedly, and in my opinion, she must have said
absolutely,
it
yeah,
like it was a
no.
fact.
Well, she did. She said it was, I'm telling you, she's like, the cards told me that she was in cahoots with Brian
Um,
Koberger, therefore I am right. Like that's how
Interesting.
she's it's wild.
I
Wild.
don't
And
think.
all the evidence, no, that's no, I don't believe that, because that's not what I heard, through the spirit grapevine or whoever controls her tarot cards. It's really wild. And
Huh?
I don't
That
understand
is
how she still
crazy.
has clients too. Like she still has people who
Uh,
pay her.
People are, why do people follow a lot of people?
Yeah.
Not that she's discussing. I don't know this lady at all, but you know what I mean. People just do that.
Yeah. It's
They don't care.
no, they don't. It's
To a
always
certain degree, people just don't care.
I know.
Like I've never heard of her or the case, so like if I was stumbling through YouTube looking for psychic stuff, I wouldn't know anything about this woman unless I saw it
Yeah.
on her if it was prominent on her page or something. But like,
Well, she does
I,
talk about it a lot. I don't know how. I think I had looked up her TikTok, and her TikToks are up there. Um, she doesn't have the TikTok page anymore. I don't know if it's officially hers, but all of her TikTok videos are still up there from her talking about this professor, and she's up there mocking her too. At one point, when there was a cease and desist from the professor, like, stop talking about me on social media, and this
oh,
woman put a filter on and pretended she was crying, and she was using the paper, the legal cease and desist, to wipe her fake tears, and then she ripped it up and threw it in the trash. And then was shocked when she was getting sued, and then she tried to leave the country. It's a whole thing. She tried to leave the United States and run away. It's a whole thing. It's really interesting. It's that and the
that sounds
DoorDash
very
girl.
dramatic.
It is that and the DoorDash girl. I don't know why. I guess it makes me feel better about my life when I read something about the two of them. There's so, something satisfying in reading about someone's downfall like this, that they just bring on themselves and they can't stop digging the hole deeper, and watching them do it, it's fascinating to me. It's
Roses.
it the Jordan girl. Oh my god, yeah. I'm the victim. Her screaming that. Yeah, I'm the
Oh
victim. Yeah,
Lord.
she's a victim. Yeah, insane. Absolutely delusional, unhinged behavior. Exactly like Blake. Exactly like Blake. Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
what you
getting.
mean. Women can't be delusional or unhinged or be liars or fakers or cheaters or
Yeah.
harassers or
Yeah.
any of the
I was
things.
assaulted. I'm the victim. I opened his door and took a picture. I'm the victim.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
crazy.
just leave the food. I mean, I
When
was
would
even
you ever
thinking
open someone's door?
exactly. Why would you?
Like
First of all, the
that, I
instructions say
didn't
leave it
that's
outside the door.
not an option on the app. It's either hand it to them or
Yeah,
leave it
or
at the
leave it.
door. There's
Yeah,
not an option for open the door and bring it inside.
yeah, exactly.
That's not an
And
option. I
whatever,
just don't
like, so,
understand.
but not only that, if I'm delivering something and I'm like, all right, here you go, and the door, let's say the door's open a crack, I might be like, oh, hello, is everyone okay? And then if you see someone on the couch and they're like naked, I would be like, oh, okay, oh my God. I would just close the door slowly and walk away. I'm not
Oh my
telling
God.
anybody.
I would
They're
think,
not
I would
doing
immediately be
anything.
like, oh my God, I shouldn't have looked in there.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I
The only
know.
reason I would be like, oh, are you like, why is the door open? Because it was
Yeah,
late.
right. Like,
And like if the door's open, but a little bit. Because seriously, if someone's door is open and they're sleeping on the couch, even if they're naked, I understand. Not her, because she's just me. She's just crazy. But if like you see someone, you're like, oh God, did they get undressed on purpose? But you see like he's passed out sleeping. I mean, and it's embarrassing for him. It's
Was he
embarrassing for
drunk? He
me.
ordered drunken pizza ordering and then he passed
Yeah,
out on the couch probably or
I
something.
can't. I can't tell you. I mean, I've never done it. I've never passed out with my pants around my ankles. But there have been times that we have
I have
ordered
seen other
DoorDash.
people do things like that.
Yeah, I've ordered DoorDash before, like when a few years ago we went away with the kids for a few days and it was really late and we ordered DoorDash and we fell asleep. And when we woke up in the morning, it was all melted. It was like ice cream and it was melted all over right in front of our hotel door. And I used to order DoorDash all the time here. It's I can't even imagine opening up someone's door, looking at them, not
Yeah.
even like saying like to wake them up. Hey, you're naked. Yo, your schlong's out. No, none of that. Takes the picture and then posts it or a video, whatever she took, and then posts it on TikTok saying you got assaulted. You're showing this guy's dick to everybody. And he doesn't even know because he's sleeping. It's just I'm the victim.
Did he go after her for that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. He's I don't know. We haven't heard so what happened. All know is that she made a report to DoorDash about it, and what happened was DoorDash had removed him, the guy, from their accounts, and then I don't know if it was later that day or the next day they then took her off. They removed her, and then when she tried messaging them and saying, "Hey, like, what are you doing?" They were like, they're just very formal. This is our policies or whatever." And they came out with a statement too about it. But I don't know if the guy is. I'm pretty sure he is because she posted his nakedness everywhere. And when TikTok pulled her stuff down, she then said, "This is the third time, the second or third time I'm reposting this because TikTok keeps taking it down." Yeah, dude, because you have someone's dick on your TikTok. That's why they're taking it down. And then
That's
she's like, "Oh,
crazy.
the victim." I said, yeah, Roosevelt after it was removed. Yeah, then call the police. Yes, absolutely bananas.
He
Bananas.
ordered
Her and the
something and
psychic.
it took like 2 hours. Okay, I see. I mean, what was she delivering?
It
Do you
was
know?
he
Was it the
um
munchies?
yeah, he ordered something. It was like I don't know if it was like 10 or 11. He was and everyone's assuming he was drinking. Hey, look, I mean, I've had you smoke some indica and your
Yeah.
couch locked.
Yep.
Bada bing, bada boom. Next morning, your food's outside melted. I mean, I don't know if he was drunk. People are like, oh, well, his pants were around his ankles, so haha, we all know what he was doing. Who knows? Maybe he peed and then fell asleep on the couch. Whatever it was, he was inside his own home. The door was not open, even if it was unlatched, and just touching the door thing, it's still closed. I would feel, oh God, this guy's passed out and his door's open. Any crazy person could come and walk in, but I would close it. But her, she's like, oh, any crazy person could walk in, doo doo doo, and let me take a couple of
Takes a-
pictures of this
That
guy.
was crazy town. It's not like she walked into his yard and he was laying out in the sun all. It was
Yeah,
inside of. I just. It doesn't even. I mean,
yeah, he
to
told
me,
her to
the
leave it.
pants
Yeah, on
around
the
the
porch.
ankles
Yeah,
says drunk, but it doesn't really matter what or why. It doesn't. None
I
of
don't.
that is even relevant to the situation as to why. But like, yeah, if you order like food to be delivered and it takes a really long time, it's not like he was ordering like Wendy's or something, right? Or was it like groceries that somebody had to shop
No,
for?
it
Like,
was.
took some
It
time.
was. It was. I don't remember what it was. It was fast food ish, but it wasn't. I don't think it was like Wendy's or McDonald's, but it was something that got to
Well,
him
like I
fairly
said,
fast.
there's only two options on the app: either leave it at the door or hand it to a person.
Yeah, or yeah, like
Meaning when
you can
they
leave
open the door,
instructions. Yeah, you can leave
not go
instructions.
in.
Nowhere does it say open the door and take a picture and then post it. Why wouldn't you just report? Like that's why it says to me, she was like, "Oh, look at this! I can't believe this. I'm going to." She got upset one of her videos that had gone viral that she wasn't going to make any money off of it because TikTok removed it. So you can see she's in it for the attention.
I just don't
Because if that
understand like
happens,
this is not an intelligent person that we're
no,
talking about because
absolutely
none
not.
of any of that makes any sense how she would think that he was going to get in trouble for what she did.
Yeah, and at first, when she told her side of the story, and of course, he didn't know the side of the story because she never told him. It's not like she messaged him or got in contact with him in some way and was like, your dick was out. How dare you? She just was doing this vigilante thing on her own. So he's just like, doo doo doo, walking through life. And then all of a sudden, hey, guess what? Your dick's been shared 30 million times, and he had no idea. And she's just going on with this narrative, and
That's
it
right.
probably
That's
wasn't
what I mean. It just
until
doesn't make sense.
yeah,
Like,
she
I just don't
was
understand how she
probably.
thought that was going to work out for her. Like,
I think it was like the chick who's like I'm in love with my psychiatrist person that if you look at their social medias, you could see that they tried to do things to gain followers and views. Like they would do certain content that would try and get them attention, and they finally fall on something that gets them attention, and they run with it. So I'm not sure if she was one of those, like looking for attention, and then this fell in her lap, literally, and she was like, "Oh, I'll take this and run with it." Because at first, when she told everybody, and he didn't know, everyone was like, "Ew, look at this pervert, and he should be arrested, and he's a pedophile, and all this stuff." And he has no idea what's happening, only to find out that she just made it up, and she's the one who violated him. But if you go Google her face alone is priceless. The DoorDash girl. And the best part was when she went to court, she told the judge she didn't want cameras in the courtroom. And the judge goes, really? I would assume someone like you would want cameras in the courtroom. So it was like, ooh, burn from the judge.
just none of it makes any sense.
I know it definitely doesn't. But we are at we are at an hour and 30 minutes, and I have some quails to take care of. They're still yelling at me, so I think we're going to wrap it up. And see, I was afraid we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
Always something to talk about.
There's always something to talk about. But I'm thank you for hopping on with me. I just wanted to. I haven't seen and chatted with everyone in a while, so I thought we could just hang out for a bit and chat and talk and about nothing in particular. And yeah, just to kind of hang out with each other and talk about ridiculous things.
That's my favorite.
So thank you for humoring me, and
Yes.
thank you everyone who showed up. We already got 10 likes. Yay! So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Kenny, and everyone have a good night. And if you order DoorDash, please keep your door locked and your drapes closed and your pants up because you never know who's going to be looking through your door.
Fact.
Absolutely. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Kenny. Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Bye.